So if you want to hit the ball any decent distance, lagging the golf club is very, very beneficial. We see all the top players do it, but amateur golfers constantly are more in this throwing their angle type of position. So in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how those top tour players all lag the club so effortlessly and exactly where you're going wrong when you try to do it also. So let's dive into how to do it first. So to get good lag, you actually don't try to lag it at all. So when we get up the top of our backswing and we start our transition, that is what creates this lag. We don't want to manufacture or do anything with, which we're going to get into at the later part of the video. We want to leave our hands and arms up at the top, very nice and relaxed, and the key is the separation of your lower body and mid-torso. Get in this part, rib cage and down, to start to torque and twist and start to unwind towards the target, whilst chest, arms are being very passive and staying where they are. So you can see here in this little back and forth on this slow-mo here, you can see my lower body, mid-torso going. Look at the shaft movement on that front on. It's really starting to really whip and bend there. So that separation, absolutely. But like I said, light and loose hands. You don't want to be really gripping that club very tight, because the tighter you grip that golf club, the less you're going to be able to create more of that angle with your wrists, and that's going to prevent you from having a decent lag of the golf club. So really, on a scale of 1 to 10, let's say 3 out of 10 in grip pressure would be brilliant. That's one thing to do, but also this drill is absolutely brilliant. So what we do, so you've probably seen it tons of times in my channel, this is the best one to lag the golf club with. It trains the body pattern we need. So you're going to see this from a real cool angle as well, from I'm hitting it down out towards you. Grip onto resistance band up to an upright. Then what we do, we grab onto it in the top of the backswing position, and then we just separate and turn lower body and mid-torso. So you can see really not much of the front of my chest at all, but you're going to see how my lower body is opening up. And you're going to really feel some torque and some tension, more than anything, really appear in your resistance band when you do this. And that's going to be that lag if that golf club was there in your hands, that exact same feel. So if we can do a bunch of that, and then we get up to our shot, nice light and loose hands, really get that lower body going. I almost would advocate for players to feel that lower body mid-torso turning before they even complete their backswing. That will really create some tension in that shaft, and then just hammer through it. So okay, now let's talk about what to avoid when trying to lag the golf club. So a lot of players, they will be trying to do this manually with their hands, pulling the shaft dead straight down. Now, that will get the club closer to you, but a lot of players confuse the shaft getting close to you than lag. Lag is that bend in the shaft. Club being close to you is just a lack of width. So when we pull that club down, hand path is going to get very low to where then we'll most likely have to do something to get the club back out and the hands back up again, which would generally mean for a lot of players, early extension and stalling out rotation. Pulling the hands down also steepens the shaft. So you can see a bunch of bad things are going to happen if you really try to pull it down. And you have to have an incredibly tight grip pressure to really be able to do that as well, which we know as well. That club face is going to be remarkably open to that arc if we do that. So we really have to go away from trying to manually create this, because that's not what's happening. When you see top tour players do something in their golf swing, they're not necessarily trying to do everything that you're seeing. This is a massive, massive case of it. The lag on that golf club is happening because of what their body is doing. That turning, that hands and arms being left up there is creating that whip. They're not pulling the hands down. Sergio Garcia, different case. We can make a whole video about how Sergio Garcia swings the golf club and how he is the only one that has really made that type of golf swing work. So you don't need to pull the chain down like Sergio is saying. Good for him, not for yourself. Make sure this happens naturally. That's going to be the best way to go. So if you enjoyed this video, of course, click that like button if you want more golf instruction just like this. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So lag the club naturally, and you're going to be in the ball longer.